All right, Dakota Ehrman, thanks for outstanding production here tonight. First time out of the box with ETV Live Radio, and always some kinks in the works, but we'll get it worked out. Oh. All right, thank you, Dakota Ehrman, for the pit report tonight here on ETV Live Radio. First time out, of course, always a few kinks in the works. We'll get it straightened out next week. Probably add a few more minutes to it. But working the booth here tonight for the first race of the season, the Friday Night Showdown, Cowboys. This is Friday Night Showdown 5, sponsored by Mercer Trucking, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated. Brennan Mercer along for the ride. He's downstairs with his team. He'll be along here shortly. But working the booth with me tonight, Michael Conti, Dakota Ehrman. He's going to be calling second split action live updates one more time tonight on ETV Live. So, Michael, we spent some time, actually Michael Keaton spent some time with Jared Crawford today at Iowa Speedway. And we got to look-see what it's like to hot lap around Iowa Speedway. So why don't we spend some time with Jared Crawford and Michael Keaton? Take us for a ride around Iowa Speedway.
Hello, race fans. This is Mike Keaton with ETV. Alongside me right now in the booth, pro driver Jared Crawford. Jared, at Iowa Speedway here tonight, and I tell you, this is a real tough track, and but we're going to take a hot lap with you and what it's like to be behind the wheel of that 83 machine, Jared Crawford.
All right, folks, we're coming down turn 1, real tight to the wall, easy on the brakes on the straightaway. You want to be off them in the center. You sweep down to the bottom, big sweeping corner. It gets a little light off. Here we go down the back stretch, 160 miles an hour. Just touch the brakes, enter in the middle groove above the seam, sweep it down to the bottom, and go out to the wall. That wall comes up fast, so you got to be careful.
Jared, I understand this track has two different type of grooves here. You have one on the bottom, and is there one in the middle or top here?
Yeah, actually, as you'll see here, I'll go down into turn 3 and run above that seam, that first seam, run the middle groove. And down to 1 and 2, there's 2 distinct grooves. And 3 and 4, there's actually probably about 4 grooves you can run. So this place offers a lot of passing opportunity and side-by-side racing.
Yeah, and Jared, lap time there before, 22.191 at Iowa. Not a slow lap at all. Very fast and easy on the throttle, and you're up even to a higher lane in this turn 3 and 4 here.
Yes, that's the line you'll probably see me run all night tonight. I love running up there. It keeps the car nice and free, and you just get real good run off. And on this lap here, we're going to go and we're going to actually try and enter pit road to the best of my ability, which is very tight and tricky as you're slowing down mid-corner, and it's just real hard to get in here hot.
Yeah, pit road entry here at Iowa, not easy at all. As you see Jared getting woed up at 40 miles an hour just at the entrance, and Jared, long way down pit road before you hit the stall at 40.
Definitely. It's real easy to speed here. I've done it many times in the past, and there's actually a kink, as you can see here, and a lot of people like to go to the inside of pit wall and cut it, and it makes it really hard for guys to get in their pit stall, so look for that tonight.
Well, Jared Crawford, thanks as always. Good luck tonight and the weeks to come. Pro Lap driver with Jared Crawford here tonight, guys. Enjoy the rest of the show, Jared.
I will. Thank you.
All right, welcome back to Friday Night Showdown, and sponsored by Gary Mercer Trucking here tonight. Of course, working the booth is myself, J.D. Webb, taking over for David Bass tonight. Michael Conti along for the ride. As always, Dakota Ehrman, he'll be calling the second split action from live updates. And then it doesn't look like Matthew Close made it with us tonight either. But, Mike, I know you've been at this track a few times before. In your opinion, what's going to happen here tonight?
Well, a lot of side-by-side racing, JD. It's really hard to pass here. There's multiple grooves, but it's very hard to complete a pass. You can get half pass done, but like I said, you can't really slide up and clear people the way that the top line gets a run. So the good news is for these guys is that iRacing did add some overall grip, it seems like, with their latest update. So it's really made the bottom line in both ends of the track work a lot more effectively, which is making it easier, make that bottom work, and maybe just pull a slide job on that guy on the top. So passing is going to be hard tonight. Might be a couple guys getting too impatient and dooring people, but I think we're going to see a clean first half. But once the cautions start flying, I don't think there's any stopping it, JD.
You know, I was talking to Dakota earlier today, and you know, we were talking about previous races here at Iowa Speedway, and you know, the stuff that we've seen in the past. We're talking, you know, anywhere from 10 to, I think the highest count Dakota had was around 13 cautions. So, you know, I'm looking probably for something in the neighborhood of about 8 to 10 cautions here tonight. Do you think that would be too unreasonable based on, you know, our stats from Iowa?
Well, I mean, you would think with more grip, it'd be harder to wreck, but I've been on iRacing almost 3 years now, and that theory of mine went out the window about a year ago. So you really don't know, JD. I mean, we do have more grip, so theoretically there should be less cautions. The car should be easier to drive, but these guys are really trying to push to keep up with Crawford and all of his teammates, so probably running a lot looser setup than they normally would if they didn't have to push it so hard. So it's going to be real hard to call, but I mean, 8 to 10 cautions I think will definitely be a great possibility tonight. And anything less than that, you know, I think would make this race one of the best Iowa races we've had. Because like you said, a lot of these Iowa races have been pretty damaging to a lot of these guys' points positions and cars and SR and IR. So we're just going to have to see tonight. Hopefully they have enough experience under their belt with the guys around them to where they can just keep it off of each other and have a decent, clean race.
You bet. And why don't we go ahead and send it on down trackside as Cactus Cutie standing by with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back to Iowa Speedway tonight. This is the first race of the season, Season 5 here, broadcasted live on ETV Live, Cowboy. And let's take them on down through the grid here, starting up in the front. Ain't no stranger to the front row. Jared Crawford, you saw him doing the hot lap with Michael Keaton here during the pre-race. On the outside in the number 2 spot. In that number 9 car, Joshua B. Gerald. In the second row, in the back, on the inside, in the 6th car, Richard Doucette. John Adams in that ETV Live car. He'll be riding in 4th place here on the outside. In 5th on the inside, Chad Lawton in that number 3 machine. David Kokorian, he'll be riding number 6 in that number 4 car on the outside. Back one more on the inside. Brandon 6th in 7th position on the outside of him. And 8th, the 27 car of Brett Nesbitt. Brandon Bowie, we've seen him here before as well. In 9th in the inside on the outside of him. Jarl Teenan on 10th in that number 8 machine. Mike?
Starting P11 is Hollywood O'Rourke. Starting outside of him is Mr. David Cater, and very well last season. Look for him to continue that tonight. Starting in 13th position, the number 23 is Dylan Landry. Starting outside of him is the number 16 car of Armando Vargas. Starting P15 on the lineup is Mike Kirby, and outside of him is Jeremy Harrington. Starting 17th in the number 10 is Greg McKinney, and starting 18th is the number 14 of Alexia Loma. Starting 19th is the number 15 of Liam Lambert, and rounding out your top 20 and rounding out the guys that turned to time in qualifying is the number 7 of Andrew Fayash III.
And the rest of your field looks like this. Steven Ezenzi, Justin Thompson, Michael Fisher, Garrett Grant, Ian Blanchard in the house tonight. Brian Macklin, watch him as he moves his ride up to the front. And then Jake Petrella filling in the shotgun on the field here in 27th position. So I'll tell you what, we've got 120 laps on the board here at Iowa Speedway tonight. Looking at a caution average somewhere in the neighborhood of about 9 cautions. Of course, that's based on some old builds here at iRacing and the last year's statistics. Green flag is out, and we are racing at Iowa Speedway for the Friday night showdown number 5.
Season number 5 is off and away, JD, and like we saw all last season, it looks like we're going to see it again. Jared Crawford jumps out to a pretty good lead over his teammate, the 9 of Josh Gerald. Behind him is the 6 of Richard Doucette, and behind Doucette is, I believe, another one of their teammates. That is John Adams right there in the 4th position. Looks like his teammate, Chad Lawton, is going to take that position from him right there. So Adams on his way to the back right now, early on in this run.
I'll tell you what, Richard Doucette's got a head of steam going up here in 3rd position. He's already getting after in 2nd position, chasing down Jared Crawford up here in front. Spent some time with Michael and Jared here this afternoon at Iowa Speedway. I'll tell you what, Jared trying out a couple of different lines here tonight, but Richard Doucette, the caution's out for the first time here, guys. I'm hearing it's the 21 car of Ian Blanchard here, guys. So he's, looks like he might have put it behind the wall, but looks like he might have taken a heck of a tumble here, John, all the way in the back of the field back here. Looking to see if he might have had any help or not. He gets into the turn looking pretty good. And then the back end just comes around on it. Looks like he might have had some help from the 12 car, but he just absolutely gets airborne. Does a couple of pirouettes midair, Cowboy.
It looks like he got a little bit of a loose condition up off of 4 right there, and it gets real loose right there as the banking drops off. And no help from the 12, just got loose, and then hooked the 12 in the left rear. I don't know how much damage the 12 has. I'm looking at him right now. Looks like he went away tracking fairly straight, but he's got some left rear damage there, so he's going to come in and get that fixed under this round of pit stops. Looks like none of your leaders, JD, are coming in. First car coming in looks way in the back. That looks to be the 24 car. It's going to be the first one in. Alexi Loma is going to follow him, and a couple others are going to come in as well.
All right, first caution coming out here at Iowa Speedway, guys. And right here early in the race. So I think Ian Blanchard's car looks like it's pretty much destroyed. He's in that 21 machine, still sitting on pit road, but I see a lot of smoke coming up from under the hood. I think he's going to be there for quite a while as the crew looks to try to fix him up and get it back out there. But Jared Crawford still holding down the lead here. Richard Doucette, Gerald and Lawton up in front. Why don't we go ahead and step away? We're going to take our first commercial break of the night. You're watching it live. ETV Live, Cowboy. There ain't no other choice. Don't wander off. We'll be right back. Hey, JD here with ETV Live, and let me tell you something. If it's too big for the pickup truck and you need to move it, there's only one trucking company you need to call, and don't bother with the Yellow Pages, cowboy. I'll give you that number in a minute. Manufactured goods, automotive, technical equipment, furniture, even if you need a reefer, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated is the only choice, cowboy. With locations in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Rancho Cucamonga, California, if you need to move it, store it, and keep it cold, you need to call Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated. Long haul, short haul, or just across town, Gary Mercer has the best trained and qualified drivers to get your load from point A to point B with professionalism and on time. So remember, Hoss, if it don't fit in a pickup truck, you're going to need a real truck, cowboy. Sponsors of ETV Live's Friday Night Showdown, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated, 1-800-668-2980. All right, we are back live here at Iowa Speedway. This is the start of Season 5 here with ETV Live, sponsored by Gary Mercer Trucking, gmercertrucking.com. And I'll tell you what, getting this thing started one more time, just coming off our first yellow, and Jared Crawford, again, I mean, this is the master. He's just a master at these restarts, Mike. He got the jump on Doucette. Doucette's been chasing him down from the get-go. Starting back here in third position, but Doucette working his way up past the 6 car here as we come off of turn 4, heading down. Oh, almost making contact here. Looks like Doucette getting wickedly loose.
Yes, he tried to pull that move off on the 9 right there. Got him a little bit sideways as the caution is out again. Oh boy, JD,
All right.
we're off to real rough start. Rougher than I expected.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I said, Dakota and I talked about this earlier this afternoon, looking at the stats, and we kind of anticipated this a little bit. Still looking for who it might have been. I'm hearing David Cater, possibly.
It was Cater right there. Looks like they took it 3 wide into turn 1, that Lowe's car. That's Armando Vargas in the 16. Yep, just got into the left rear, the 19. 19 bounced off the wall. Actually, you had a little bit of a problem there in the wall and got stuck in it, and it flipped him on his roof, and that thing's blown up, and Cater is done on the night. That thing will not be, that thing can't be repaired. Tough break for Cater. He finished very well in the points last season. He's real fast this season, real fast here this week. Not quite as quick as maybe Doucette or Crawford, but definitely had a top 5 car, no problem. So that's going to end his night, and it's going to be a bad way to start off Season 5 here with the ETV Gary Mercer Trucking Friday Night B Showdown.
You bet. I was watching Cater as he went into the wall. He gets up close to the wall. It's almost like a pancake flip, just flipped him right over on his lid. So that's pretty much going to end Cater's night. That's a shame, too. Cater, potential front runner here at Iowa here tonight. But I want to get back to the chat room over here with the guys. The race scanner down there. You see the little speaker thing down there? Everybody look down there now. Okay, raise your hand if you can't see it. Just click on that little speaker thing down there, and you can go ahead and mute it if you want. You can slide that volume slider there. You can turn it all the way up if you want. Listen to them guys down there in the race channel. Or you can mute it if you'd like and turn the volume down and quietly listen to the guys as they talk about their strategy here for tonight. But caution number 2 here at Iowa, and not looking so good.
No, it certainly isn't. I mean, me and you both, JD, we expected a lot of cautions, but I don't think we expected 2 cautions in 10 laps. So really rough start. Just a lot of Well, the first one was a single car spin all by himself. This one was just a little bit of impatience by the 16 of Vargas, which helped him into Cater's car, the 19, and that's just the end of that night. So I haven't seen any apology from the 16 to Cater. Usually, on iRacing, usually they'll say, sorry, or they'll type something in just to make sure that no feelings are hurt. But nothing from Vargas, so it looks like he's just putting his head down. He's going to try to brush that off, not make too much of a deal out of it, and continue on and try to salvage a decent finish tonight.
You bet. And if Cater didn't have any luck, I'll tell you, man. I know Brennan's talking about him too down here in the chat room. Cater just has the worst luck ever. But I tell you what, we've got 12 weeks to put it together, so I'm sure that David Cater, he'll get that machine of his repaired, get back out here next week, and I'm sure that he'll be a front runner here on the Friday Night Showdown series. But working caution number 2 here, guys. Why don't we go ahead and step away? We'll take a real quick commercial break. We'll bring you back live here at ETV Live. Hey, JD here with ETV Live, and let me tell you something. If it's too big for the pickup truck and you need to move it, there's only one trucking company you need to call, and don't bother with the Yellow Pages, cowboy. I'll give you that number in a minute. Manufactured goods, automotive, technical equipment, furniture, even if you need a reefer, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated is the only choice, cowboy. With locations in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Rancho Cucamonga, California, if you need to move it, store it, and keep it cold, you need to call Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated. Long haul, short haul, or just across town, Gary Mercer has the best trained and qualified drivers to get your load from point A to point B with professionalism and on time. So remember, Hoss, if it don't fit in a pickup truck, you're going to need a real truck, cowboy. Sponsors of ETV Live's Friday Night Showdown, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated, 1-800-668-2980. And Roger, we are back here live at Iowa Speedway working the second caution here tonight, guys. The 19 car, David Cater, just can't find any luck on the get-go here, and we're going to get after it again right here. It looks like a big checkup up here in front. The 7 pulls up out of line back here in front of the 25 machine. Not sure what happened up in front of him, but off running again here at Iowa. Cater again gets a heck of a good start.
Yeah, Crawford got a good start, kind of bunched up the field a little bit right there, but that's his prerogative, and he can do what he wants on those restarts within that box of a restart timing space he's got there to go. As the 3 and the 9 get really close right there, the 2's almost pushing the 3 through the corner. Mind you, that's all teammates right there. You wouldn't know it if I didn't just say it, but they're racing each other. Here comes the 2 in the bottom of the 3. That's really hard to make that stick down there. Looks like the 2 got a decent run through the center, JD, but now you see the 9 coming back on the outside with that big run. As the 4 drives it in on the 5 of Bowie, he's going to try to take that position. 2's going to hold off the 9 for now. But as you can see, that high line really gets a good run up off the corner, making it very hard to pass at this stage in the race.
Watching Crawford this afternoon, taking us for a ride around Iowa Speedway, he, for the most part, was hugging that bottom line down there, but he did say that there are multiple grooves here at the Iowa Speedway. You can make any one of them work, so we're seeing them all tonight here in the first few laps at Iowa Speedway. 18 laps in the book so far. Watching Brandon Bowie. Bowie is another contender here, guys. Bowie, consistent finisher here at the Friday Night Showdown races that we've been broadcasting in for several seasons. So Brandon Bowie is sitting in the 6th position at number 5 machine. He's got the 2 up on the outside here, but Bowie making a pretty good run here to the front as well. 2 getting out of shape just a little bit, coming off of turn 4 and down the front stretch.
Yeah, I've watched Bowie for a couple seasons now with this beast stuff, and I raced him quite a few seasons ago, and I used to race these myself, and he was always someone that he didn't make a lot of noise, he wouldn't go up there and lead a lot of laps, but you could rest assured that he would be there in the top 5 at one point or another, as right now he's in 6th trying to get into that top 5, drove it down to 3 right there, had a good run through the center, but again, couldn't make that pass with John Adams in the top right there in that ETV car, so... Bowie's going to settle down to 6 right now, but I think Bowie's got a good car. He's just got to not abuse it. So you got some good battling going back here. You got Brandon 6 behind Bowie with a good race right now with the 4. Caution's out again. Third time tonight, lap 21. I'm hearing it might be something with Jarl in the 8 car. I think he might have had a problem. We're gonna try to find that for you, but definitely a wreck.
Jarl, let's roll it back here and see what I can see here. He's got the 23 car up on the outside here. I haven't seen anything yet.
Oh, well, let's see, the 23 and the 8, bang doors down the backstretch, JD. That's what I'm seeing. But it was something somewhere else. I'm hearing now the 15, Keaton's telling me in my ear, oh yeah, definitely. Okay, Liam Lambert in the 15 had trouble going down the back, tried to clear himself on the 17's door going down the backstretch. That didn't work. That sent him into the wall, gave the 17 some damage, and Steve Azeni just kind of slid to avoid it, didn't get any damage. So 15 spotter sleeping here tonight at the Iowa Speedway, and came up into that 17. That's going to end his night and really kill the 17's front end too as well.
Yeah, how do you not hear car outside, car outside, car outside, cowboy?
I don't know, he had those earplugs in maybe a little bit too tight, or maybe he didn't have the sound on or something, but I don't know how he did that. We've seen that quite a bit, I have to say. In this caliber of series, I've seen people wreck on the straightaway more than I think they should. I don't know. They're really good in the corners, JD, but when they get to the straightaway, they get confused or something. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Somebody's got to remind that spotter up there at the top, either that or I don't know, better radio communications. But caution number 3 here, guys, at 21 laps into the race, and seeing some early trouble here at Iowa. Of course, here recently, iRacing coming out with another new build. Talking to a lot of these drivers. You just toss out last year's stuff and start from scratch again. So crew chief scratching her head trying to get something together for the race here tonight. That may be part of it, I'm sure. But third caution here at Iowa.
Yeah, third caution. I'm looking back at that replay now, and I was kind of reading in the chat there. Liam wasn't quite sure that it was his fault. Liam in the 15. I'm looking now, and I mean, it looks like the 15 came up a little bit. The 17 came to, I don't know, maybe pinched him a little bit too bit. I'm just not sure, but they don't need to be wrecking on the straightaway right now. They don't need to be pinching each other on the straightaway right now. I mean, we're only 21 laps in at that point, and it really does not need to happen at this point in the race.
You bet. And trying to check back here, see if I can't get some confirmation on Dakota Ehrman. I know he's covering second split action over there. Guys, have we clear to bring an update in for from second split?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go to Dakota Ehrman following second split action. Dakota, what do you got for us, bud?
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, we maybe go 2 to 3 laps after I hear you guys saying there's a caution in the top split, and we get a caution. So we are under caution number 3 on lap 27. We've had an interesting race, though. Jeffrey Parker started, I believe, second. He took the lead early. He's at Gale Force Racing. He was Dark Horse Racing. He had a penalty going into pit road. He just went to the back, and he's all the way back up to 6th. Meanwhile, Larry Scott Jr., his teammate, had taken over, I believe, one of the top spots, and he also he collides with the car on pit road, so he's got to go to the back. He's now 1 lap down by fixing the damage. And their other teammate, Alex Scribner, is going to the front, and he hasn't had a whole lot of trouble yet. Really, right now, we're having a show by the number 2 car of David Lamb, who kind of stayed out on the first caution, didn't take tires, didn't go down pit road at all, and he's kind of holding off on the lead. A few cars stayed out in that first caution, and other than that, it's just been a shakeup of who pits, who doesn't, and who gets where on these short runs that we're having.
All right, good report coming from Dakota Irvin over there at the second split action. I'll tell you what, we introduced that at the tail end of the season, season 4 here on ETV Live, and we really had a ball, and it's pretty much become a fan expectation now.
Sorry to cut you off, JD, but we have a delayed green right now. It's because the 20, as he was cleaning his tires, swerved a little bit too hard to the right, nosed into the wall, hit the 24 on his way back down, so we even have a wreck under caution tonight, JD. This is, must be a full moon at Iowa here.
Something's happening here, Cowboy. I tell you what, a little bit of an unusual race taking place here tonight. But while we're at it, why don't we check the chat room over here like we always do. Want to say a good evening to Cassidy along for the ride, Case Brinksma tuning in, Eric Hoff looking on. And then looks like Ian Blanchard, isn't he racing in one of these cars here tonight? And then Justin Brooks, Malik Ray along for the ride tonight. And is that Phil? I think that's going to be HD Phil, if I'm not mistaken. Taft along for the ride. And I think that's Tim St. Jean? Tim St. Jean in the house? We need to get him up here in the booth.
Yeah, JD, it looks like we're working the backstretch right now. We're going to be taking this green right here. We've had 3 cautions in the night so far. Luckily, we're not going to count that little mishap under caution, another separate caution, so we're still at 3 cautions. These guys are going to be trying to settle into a groove right here as they take lap 28, try to get some sort of run in here, just so they can see what these cars are going to do. Crawford's going to lay off the pace car. Let's see when he goes. He's been going at different points tonight. Here he goes a little bit earlier tonight. Everyone gets a good roll. Here comes the 6 down in front of the 3. 5's pushing the 9. Good push right there from the 5. That shoves the 9 up to the 6's back bumper. He's got to get off, though. 22 in the 4 side by side. Oh, 22 on the apron right there, JD. They're going to be 3 wide. Uh-oh. 3 wide down the back. 3 wide in the 3. 22, 7. Oh, God, they're still 3 wide, JD. Still 3 wide.
3 wide coming down the front stretch.
Very nice. Still 3
13
wide.
in the back. I've never seen any bump drafting at Iowa, Cowboy. But I to at the 13.
Oh, 23.
Still 3 wide. Going to turn 1, off of turn 2, down the backstretch. Still 3 wide,
And
heading into turn 3.
Okay, now they're 2. They're all good. Hang on.
Oh,
You're 2 wide.
Oh, 23 car in trouble.
Oh, he's going to save it. No, he's not going to save it. That's, big wreck.
Caution coming out. I saw that one happening. It's going to be the 23 car, Dylan Landry, guys. And I tell you what, these guys are getting it after it like it was the last 20 laps of the race here tonight. Let's take you all the way back to the 23 car coming through turn 2 here. They're 2 and sometimes 3 wide, coming down the backstretch, going into turn 3. 23 looking real good, but when he gets there, looks like just a bobble out of the back end, gets it straightened out, but oversteers a little bit right up into the path of the number 8 car, it looks like.
Yeah, I thought that the 8 was involved in the last caution. Luckily for him, he wasn't, but this time he did get involved. The 23, just like you said, just overdrove turn 3. They were getting ready to be just fine. They got through the 3 wide mess and were 2 wide, and then they just kind of wrecked it, and the 8 got into the 23, and just a whole lot of junk back there. That's the 4th caution of the night. That's our big one so far, JD. We're just stacking up cars, but you know what? Good thing we have Brendan Mercer and Mercer Trucking as a sponsor, because you know what? When they wreck these cars, Mercer Trucking can haul these things back to their shops and get them fixed.
Yeah, that's another way to look at it, isn't it? It's good to have Mercer Trucking along for a sponsor tonight. But I tell you what, Iowa Speedway, a little bit about this track. It's a new track, relatively new, built back in 2006. Actually, it opened in 2006. They broke ground in 2005. I think it was Rusty Wallace had a lot of impact on this track. It's an asphalt track, about 8/10 of a mile long, not even a 1 mile track. They consider it a 4-turn track. 14, anywhere from 12 to 14, kind of a progressive banking in the turns, and it's a D-shaped thing. And I tell you, it's a fast track, it's a quick track, it's a wide track, so there's plenty of racing room. So sometimes it's you got to ask yourself, why so many cautions here at a place like Iowa when they've got so much width on the track?
Well, like I said in the pre-race, you would think with a lot of room and a lot of grip, there wouldn't be any cautions. But, we go here, we go to Kentucky, another track with a lot of grip, pretty wide, a lot of bumps. Like Kentucky, turn 1 and 2 are very similar to this turn 1 and 2 with the bumps. And there's always a lot of cautions there, there's a lot of cautions here. So it's just something about these tracks. These guys really like to attack the corners because you really can attack them. But when you're in traffic, JD, the cars handle a little bit differently. They're not as stable. Guys drive down to the corner, like the 23, for instance, thinking that it's going to stick, but with all the cars around them, take some air off that back bumper, and back end's going to come around, and you're just going to get pile drove by quite a few people when you're all stacked up on these restarts. I mean, if these guys could just settle down for a couple laps and spread themselves out, I think we could get a decent run in right here, and then the guy with the best setup would definitely prevail. I mean, we know that Crawford and all those guys, they worked on long runs, they set it themselves, so they're waiting for a long run. I mean, we know that they're fast in a short run, but quite a few other people are fast, like Bowie, we've mentioned JD, the 4 of Krikorian's up there, but can they hang in the long run? That's the question, and until we get a long run, we're not going to be able to figure that out.
You bet. Let's take it over to Dakota. Dakota, what do you got for us, bud?
Yeah, just listening to you guys talking about this racetrack, I do believe it was designed kind of like Richmond, or modeled like after Richmond. The bumps you guys talked about, going into turn number 1, if you do not hit your line right on the bottom, you'll hit the bumps on the bottom of the track and shove straight up the track. And you'll see guys run the top lane. I mean, there are guys that'll run all the way right next to the wall in 3 and 4, but they cannot do that in 1 and 2. You get up to the top of 1 and 2, and there's so many bumps that, I mean, they're gonna hit them, and most likely they're gonna have to slow the car way down or go up and hit the wall. And what you guys saw 3 wide to turn 1, I mean, almost a full lap. That's pretty historical, because there's just it's difficult to be able to do that and keep your speed up and not run up and hit a wall or anything. Really, really tricky.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, I've taken a look at this car, John Adams back here. He's riding in 5th position. Maybe we can get our cameraman, Magic Fingers John Wessel, on the buttons here tonight. Get a close-up shot of that number 2 machine, Cowboy. I'll tell you what, ETV Live sponsoring John Adams in the Friday Night Showdown here on Friday night. So it's a beautiful-looking car. I believe he painted it himself. Got ETV Live all over the back of that. And what's that on the hood of that car down there, John?
Unfortunately, it looks like it's a mugshot of J.D. Webb, race fans. Try not to head for the toilet on your knees.
Is that the Cowboy sitting on the hood of that? That's the Cowboy sitting on the hood of that number 2 machine down there tonight. And he's in the top 5, so tell you what, John Adams, hoping he can take that blue, that red, white, blue ETV Live car to the front here tonight. Getting ready to go one more time. Crawford's going to pick it up, and he does so almost immediately with Doucette, Lawton, Gerald in behind. John Adams sitting back there in the top 5 as we go 2 by 2 off into turn 1 and 2, coming off on the backstretch here. See what we got in store for this one. Last time around it was 3 wide back here in the back, but looking at the number 11 car, Mike, the 8th position back here almost looked like a little bit of bump drafting taking place between the 11 car and the 4 car up here in the front.
Yeah, definitely. You got them battling back there. You also have the 3 and the 5. The 5 just kind of put the 3 in the wall off for right there, try to pull a slide job, and didn't quite make it, but he did get the position. I'm sure Lawton isn't too pleased about that right now. As low, Lawton just hits the wall again. There comes Gerald. He's going to try to come under him now. So a lot of hard racing this time by, but less 3 wide, more 2 wide, and it looks like they're using a little bit more patience this time around.
A little bit more patience. I'll tell you what, off to about 160 miles an hour down the backstretch, going into turn 3 and 4 here, and then down the through turn 4, off through that D-shaped, you can't even call it a tri-oval really, it's a D-shaped track, but approaching speeds of 150, 160 miles an hour going off into turn 1, but pretty much single file all the way back this time. And we can see guys running multiple lines here. The 27 car of Brett Nesbitt, 9th position up here. He likes that bottom line coming off of 3 and 4, and pretty much the rest of the field taking that upper lane.
As they say, JD, run where they ain't. And Nesbitt's trying to run that bottom and make up some groove, because if you just run behind everyone on the high line, your nose is not going to get clean air. You're going to get a push. But if you can get down to that bottom and make that thing turn, you can really make a lot of ground up.
You bet. The 27 car still liking the bottom of that track down there. But come back to Greg McKinney, 14th position back here in that number 10 machine alongside the 26 car. He likes the bottom of the track as well, and almost a little bit of contact between the 26 and the 10 here. But a bunch of them are picking up. Oh, the 10 gets loose off of turn 4, manages to hang on to it next to the 26 car. But I've seen a lot of these guys taking some souvenirs off the walls here at Iowa Speedway as well. So I'll tell you, the 10 car, Greg McKinney, he's just getting after that 26 car. Back end coming loose off the turns here on both ends of the track. So keep an eye on Greg McKinney back here. But move it back another notch. E.J. O'Rourke with ETV Live on the back of that number 18 machine. He's got the 15 on the top side. I tell you what, beep, move your ass, here I come. Trying to move the 10 machine, Greg McKinney, up out of the way. E.J. O'Rourke looking to put that 18 car a little further towards the front, Mike.
EJ's trying to make up some lost ground right now. Got a little bit back in the field that first couple runs there on pit strategy and such, and got through that last strike just by the hair on his little chin right there. So he's trying to get back up there. It looks like Lambert and that damaged car is trying to give him a run for his money, so it looks like the 15 isn't quite done yet. But EJ's fighting hard on that outside, trying to make it work. Currently, EJ's back in the, looks like the 16th position right there, so he's got some ground to make up if he wants to get a top 10 tonight. He did mention to us before the race started he finished 8th here in Season 4 of the Friday Night Showdown, so he's got about 8 positions to make up if he wants to equal that, and a little bit more to try to better that, which I'm sure he wants to do tonight.
Watching Armando Vargas here, 18th position, guys, in that number 16 machine. He just can't seem to find the line he wants to run here at Iowa. Remember, he was involved in that caution, the second caution, back on lap 11 here at the early start of the race here. But Armando Vargas, he's another top performer. He's looking for a way around Iowa here tonight. He's been running the top and the bottom, searching for the grip here, trying to make it work. Right now, he's got the, I believe that's going to be the 15 car in front of him here. But
Oh, I was real close right there, JD. The 7 and the 22. That's Fayash and Brandon 6 going at it, 22 and 7. Swapping positions, 10 and I believe it is 11 right there. So they're going back and forth. The 7 got real tight coming out of 2. Almost doored the 22, got off of it. Now he's about 3 or 4 car lengths behind in the clutches of Macklin right now in that pretty pink car right there. As Brennan said earlier on, that's a tribute to one of their office people. She's got some breast cancer, so our thoughts go out there. Hopefully she can make a speedy recovery, and hopefully these pretty pink cars give her some motivation. Hopefully she's watching out there, and it looks like Macklin's running pretty decent right there. He's making a move, it looks like, for 11th right now on Fash and 7.
You know, still watching 8th position here, that number 27 machine, Brett Nesbitt. He's making that bottom line work pretty well, but I tell you, a lot of strength coming off that top line. The 11 come alongside down the front stretch up here. So, you know, I don't know if it's horsepower, gearing, or grip, but that 27 car managing to make it stick down there at the bottom, but he's losing time to the guys running that top line up there. He's got the 4 out there in the front up on the top as he tries to fight back here on the bottom, but the 11 is right there, coming off turn 4 down the front stretch, across the start-finish line, and Nesbitt just trying to make that bottom line work and get somewhere, but it looks like he just pretty much stalled right here in 9th position, working that bottom line.
Yeah, bottom, like I said, is really hard to work down there and make passes, but the 27 is very, very quick, Nesbitt. When he runs, he's definitely one to be a force to be reckoned with. I've run with him a little bit in the A series before, and like I said, although he doesn't run a lot, when he brings the car out there, it's a very good piece. And he's come out tonight with a very good nationwide piece, and maybe he'll have a good nationwide program this season to run the full season 5 here on ETV. But right now, I'm hearing the 5 of Brandon Bowie, not associated with Lawton or Crawford or any of them right now. He does his own thing with Timmy Hill Motorsports and all them, with Lilly Trucking. he's actually pretty quick. He's not as quick as those two in front of him, but he's holding his own right now, and he's one of the newcomers to the top 3. He's always been in the top 5, like we said, but I haven't seen him run quite this good, if ever, on ETV. So it looks like this new build has really rejuvenated the driver of the 5, and it looks like he's putting together a very solid run right now.
And Mike, back out here in front, Jared Crawford, he might as well just, he's on a different planet, Cowboy. Doucette trying to run him down, 23-22 last time around. Well, let's take it this time, crossing the start-finish line, 23-283 to Crawford's 23-5. So Doucette trying to run Crawford down, but I'll tell you what, Crawford is on a sled. He's on a rocket sled, Cowboy. He's on his way to a different park here tonight. Doucette trying to chase him down.
Ooh, here we go. We gotta remember watching the old B races and the Road to Pro you guys did a couple seasons ago, and you had Jesse James up in the booth, and anytime there's a lot of cars together, you'd say it was a phone booth. And right now, we have ourselves an ETV phone booth back here. You got Andrew Fayash in the 7, a little bit ahead of it. Then you got Macklin in the 25, 13 of Thompson, the 18 of O'Rourke. Cater's back there as well. I don't know how Cater's running that well after that. Oh! 10 in the well. Oh, 10 almost got in the wall right there. It looks like the 16's been using people up now. Cater might be going after that 16. I don't know. The 16 is the one that got him in the left rear. Looks like the 16 is in a hurry to try to get in front of these people and try to separate himself from Cater. But nonetheless, there's a lot of cars bunched up back here, racing real hard. And quite honestly, I'm surprised we haven't had a caution yet. So they're able to hold it together for now. I don't know how much longer, but they're doing a good job so far. As O'Rourke is trying to make a move in the 25 of Macklin. That would be for the 12th position. So last time we checked in with him, he was in the 16th position. He's worked his way up to 13th, going for 12th. So quite a few positions in a couple laps for EJ. So it looks like that 18 ETV ride is working pretty well right now. Macklin in the wall. Here comes O'Rourke. O'Rourke's going to clear him. Thompson's going to clear him as well. Here comes Thompson under the 18 now to try to give him a run for his money. 18 way up the track. Doesn't want to be all the way up there, but he's going to have the preferred line, believe it or not, down into 3 as he clears him. Now the 16 of Argus is going to go around Macklin. So Macklin falling to the rear very quickly right now, JD. Looks like there's something up with that 25 machine.
You bet. And I'll tell you, the 26 car in 16th position, Jake Petrella, he's been trying to get around a couple of these guys. Manages to clear the 25 machine, Brian Macklin, who was having a little bit of trouble there on the front stretch. But Jake Petrella in 15th position, looking pretty good here tonight as well. He's got the 16 car, Armando Vargas. Looks like he might be having a little bit of difficulty tonight, but what do you got, Mike?
Macklin is just in all types of trouble right now. I think I cursed him. That pretty pink car was running pretty well before, now turning pretty bad. The 8 almost got in his left rear. If we could cut tires on this build, JD, I'd say that right rear the 25 is down, but since we can't do that, I don't know what's up with that thing. I don't know if he got some damage that threw the toe out when he hit the wall with the 18 or what, but he went from battling for top 10 position. Now he's all the way back in the 19th position, pretty much almost the tail end of the lead lap, or this lead train, if you would call it, right now. So that 25 car, not looking too good right now. He's got a long way before his next pit stop, so he's really going to have to try to find a different line or adjust his driving style if he doesn't want to keep going back the way he is.
Yeah, 63 laps in the books here, guys, at Iowa Speedway. It's been quite some time. Last caution, last time any of these guys would have pitted back on lap 29. So it's been some time here now. So I got a funny feeling Hamlin just going away on that 25 machine of Brian Macklin's, driving for Mercer Trucking. But I'm watching him coming off all 4 of these turns here, and he just gets wicked loose. Watching him seesaw back and forth on that steering wheel in the cab of that truck. But moving on forward here, David Cater. Cater involved in that caution back on, I want to say it was lap 2 of the 16 car, I believe. As he pulls it down onto the apron here, it looks like Cater may be headed for the pits. He might have had enough for the night, guys. Keep an eye on David Cater as he makes his way across the commit line down pit road. David Cater working his way to his pit box. We'll see what his crew chief has in mind for this stop.
Hey JD, Mr. Batman down there, Keat, he just typed a little interesting fact for us. We've had 32, 33 laps now since our last caution, so it looks like we're at a pretty decent run right here at Iowa. So it looks like they're really starting to clear it out and getting a decent run right here, JD.
You bet. And watching Chad Laughlin in 4th position here. Chad just kind of minding his own business here tonight in that number 3 Triton machine, sitting here with a comfortable 4th place run here. Tell you what, why don't we cut away? Let's go to our remote with via satellite. Dakota Ehrman standing by with 2nd split action. Oh, let's stand by on that caution out here at Iowa in the top split. This is going to be caution number 5 here tonight, guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where that might have been. I'm looking right now. Oh, Macklin finally lost it. Coming up off of 4, him and the 8 kind of got a little bit together right there. Macklin just couldn't save it. Tried to brake, save it. Didn't work though. Spun it around about halfway, did a 180 and kept going. Really didn't hit anything too hard. Gave that outside wall a little kiss with that pretty pink paint scheme. So I'm going to leave a little bit of pink on that white wall. But other than that, the 25 is going to be able to drive away with minimal damage from what could have been a very bad wreck right there.
Yeah, he almost is able to hang on to that thing, but watching him, for the last 4 or 5 laps, just getting wicked loose coming off the turn, pretty much on both ends of the track here, and it just finally got away from him coming off turn 4. Takes the piece of the wall. We call it a souvenir here on ETV Live, but just not able to hang on to it. It's going to bring caution number 5 out here at Iowa Speedway. And while we're watching the action here on pit road, why don't we go ahead and step away? We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll get the green flag. Then we'll cut away via satellite to Dakota Ehrman, who's standing by over at 2nd split action, and get an update from him. So don't wander off, cowboy. You're watching live, ETV Live. We'll be right back. Hey, JD here with ETV Live, and let me tell you something. If it's too big for the pickup truck and you need to move it, there's only one trucking company you need to call, and don't bother with the Yellow Pages, cowboy. I'll give you that number in a minute. Manufactured goods, automotive, technical equipment, furniture, even if you need a reefer, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated is the only choice, cowboy. With locations in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Rancho Cucamonga, California, if you need to move it, store it, and keep it cold, you need to call Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated. Long haul, short haul, or just across town, Gary Mercer has the best trained and qualified drivers to get your load from point A to point B with professionalism and on time. So remember, Hoss, if it don't fit in a pickup truck, you're going to need a real truck, cowboy. Sponsors of ETV Live's Friday Night Showdown, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated, 1-800-668-2980. Do you know where your world is?
I think I found it.
All right, and we are back live at Iowa Speedway. This is the season opener, Season 5 here on ETV Live for the Friday Night Showdown. I'll tell you what, we've had a whole lot of fun the last 4 seasons. Season 5 getting off to a kickstart here tonight with the ETV Live Radio. Dakota Ehrman with the pit report. Got a little bit of work to do on the radio show, but hey, you know what? That's how this whole thing got started in the first place. So somebody comes up with an idea, and we just keep rubbing the polish all over it until it comes out and it looks pretty clean. So a little bit of work to do on that. Working caution number 5 here tonight. Brian Macklin having some problems here about 4 or 5 laps or more before the caution came out. Finally giving it up. And bringing caution number 5 out here, so Macklin in big trouble here tonight. Jared Crawford's still hanging out up in front. He's going to pick up his 6th green flag of the night, but he's got Doucette and a number 6 machine up on the outside. Crawford a little late on the gas pedal here tonight. Either that or Doucette knew it was coming and staying right with him. Brandon Bowie, Chad Lawton back here in 4th. Joshua Gerald 2x2 up here as they get straightened out.
Here comes the 6 to the bottom. I don't think he can make that stick. And he's going to slide back up 5 in the wall. Here comes Lawton. Those two have been together all night. Looks like they got magnets on their cars. They're not separated. 3's going to try to make it work in the bottom right there. I don't think that's going to, well, might work. Here he comes. He's got 3/4 of his car past that 5. 5's not going to lay over for him, though. He's going to probably, there, he's going to pull a slide jump into the wall a little bit. Here comes the 5 back. So as you can see, hard to make a pass. So when you do, it's really easy for the guy behind you just to slide back under you.
Yeah, we got a little bit of action happening back here in 9th position. Got Brandon 6. I tell you, Crawford's got that lead group up there, just kind of lollygagging and follow the leader. But the racing action taking place back here in the back. David Kokorian back here in 10th position, that number 4 car. Looks like he was going to try to work over the 22, but just doesn't seem to have the horsepower to get there quite yet. As we come off of caution number 5, we're about 3-4 laps into it now, but quite a battle happening back here deep in the field. Oh, the 7 comes sliding up, almost contact with the 4 car. That's Andrew Fayash the 3rd. In 11th position back here, but they are athlete 2x2 duking it out here, Cowboy. Ding, ding, put your gloves on as they fight it out back here at Iowa Speedway. But right now, let's go ahead and cut away to second split action. Dakota Ehrman standing by. We got him via satellite. See if we can't pull him up and get the latest from the second split action here at Iowa Speedway tonight.
Yeah, guys, it's been we had quite a run there, a little bit longer than your guys' run, but we are working the 5th caution. Larry Scott Jr. getting together with another car on track, I believe. He ended up spun in the backstretch as the leaders went by him on the outside lane. The caution comes out, so these guys all coming down pit road. Your leader at the time was Alex Scribner, who he led from the start of that run to the end of that run, but he was being ran down by Tyler Hill. And Charlie Foster, who was sitting 4th, was the fastest car on the track, with Jeffrey Parker sitting 3rd. Alex Scribner goes down pit road and ends up getting a speeding penalty, so he has to go to the back of the field. With the amount of laps left, we don't know that he'll be able to get back to the front. Jeffrey Parker, watching him, he was crazy loose coming off the corner, so he's one to watch right now as Charlie Foster just took the green flag, and as we are under caution again, guys.
That seems to be the thing tonight here at caution flags. But thanks a lot for the update, Dakota. We'll get back to you here in a few more laps. In the meantime, out here at top split, the 7 car in 11th position here. It's going to be Andrew Fayash. He's taking a couple of souvenirs off the wall as well. Mike, what else you got?
Big wreck
caution
on the front stretch right there. Yeah, caution, JD. It looks like the 16 of Vargas got into the 7 right there, back down the track in front of that 27. The 27 gets T-boned by the 26 right there. That's Jake Petrella T-boning Nesbitt. And like I said, it all started with Fayash and Vargas a couple positions up there. Vargas has just been into pretty much everything tonight but the pace car, because you can just drive through the pace car. So I don't know. 16 just does not look to be running very well. He just got real loose off 4, trying to check up for the 7 right there, who checked up in front of him, but he couldn't make it happen and just spun right out in front of that 27. So that's heavy damage for 3 of those cars involved right there. The 16, 26, 27 we're all going to have to come down pit road, get that damage repaired, but their nights are pretty screwed up right now after that.
Yeah, it almost looked like the 13 and the 7 might have started all of that here for caution number 6, guys. I know the 7, I was just covering that action and all that was happening behind him. 7 had to have jumped off the throttle. 13 was coming up awfully quick. And I think the 7 car probably saw that out of the corner of his eye, jumped off the throttle, took a piece of the wall with them. And, of course, everybody else behind him trying to check up and avoid the collision. Couldn't do it, and that resulted in caution number 6 here on lap 80.
Yep, caution number 6, and we said between 8 to 10 cautions, JD, and we have less than 40 to go, and we're almost to that 8 point. We have 2 more to go to get to that. I don't know that if they can just get one more good restart, all these guys can. If they can just separate themselves, spread themselves out, I think it'd be very manageable to get a 35 lap green flag run to the end, because we've already done it tonight. We had that 36 or 7 lap run in the middle of the race, so it's definitely possible, but they just have to get their heads under them. Now, what's going to be very interesting is we had our front runners stay out. They did not pit. It looks like everyone from the 11 of Harrington, I'm going to have to check on this though, it looks like the 11 came into pit road and everyone behind him came in as well. So we're going to have to see if fresh tires are really going to make that much of a difference. Yeah, Harrington came in, O'Rourke came in, Thompson, so everyone back there from Harrington on back, so that's 9th place on back, they have 4 fresh tires, with 8th and forward have no tires. So it's going to be very interesting. I don't know how this is going to work. You have the damaged car, the 20 car of Garrett Grant up there. He's going to be on old tires in the 8th position. That's probably going to stack some things up depending on how heavy his damage is. So I think it was a good call by the 11, the 18, the 13, all of those guys just to come in, put some tires on, see what they could do, because they weren't going to win on old tires, JD, against the front runners. So why not just come in, take a chance, and try to make up a few more positions before the race is over.
You bet, and good material there, Mike. And instead of breaking away for a commercial, we got some plugs that we need to make here before the night ends. First one I want to talk to you about is the openpaddock.net. And if you haven't tuned in to watch this show, if you're a fan of open wheel racing like I am, yeah, the cowboy, he loves that open wheel stuff. Had a chance to call a race here this week at Kentucky Speedway. But openpaddock.net, enjoy the IndyCar racing. You can join Sean Petchin and company with openpaddock.net live every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on ETV Live. Catch Sean and the boys for Motorsports in Brief, the IZOD IndyCar results and updates, and of course updates for the Mazda Road to Indy as well. All right here on ETV Live on Tuesday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And I had the pleasure of producing their show for them the other night, and what a kick. These guys are really into this open wheel stuff, American Open Wheel IndyCar Series, Mike. And, you know, I've always loved it, too. I remember as a kid, I used to get excited every time the Indy 500 came around, and tune in on Tuesday nights at 9:30 and catch Sean and the guys.
Yeah, the open wheel stuff is definitely very interesting, a lot different than this. You know, you talked about the Indy cars and those cars to Kentucky. You know, we bring these, 3,600 pound stock cars to Kentucky, and we're heavy on the brakes, really hard to pass. Now, with those Indy cars in Kentucky, you're flat out pretty much all the way around there. And iRacing is continuously trying to fix the error on those Indy cars, make the racing a little bit more exciting. But once they do get that fixed, there's going to be a lot of passing at Kentucky with those Indy cars, a lot of slingshots. Once they get that push-to-pass stuff working, it'll be that too. It's kind of like nitrous for Indy cars. So a lot different than these cars. These are just plain chain stock cars, just a little bit souped up, and don't handle too well. They don't stick too well, but these guys put on a great show. Here comes Crawford. He's going to start real early that time. Caught his teammate Doucette sleeping. Here comes Lawton. Now Lawton's going to try to make that inside pass right there on Doucette. He's going to sail it in there. I don't think he's going to be able to do it though. 6 is going to run his line up off the corner. 3 gets a little bit loose. Probably going to have to settle for 3rd. I want to keep my eye on JD. I want to keep my eye on the 11, the 18, all those guys on fresh tires. Oh, God. Oh, there goes the tires aren't going to matter now. Tires are not going to matter now, JD. They just all piled up right there.
Yeah, I was just watching John Adams. It looks like he was getting wicked loose, but let's move it on back here to Jeremy Harrington and that 11 machine back here as he just pile drives his way through a huge mess up here in front of him. It's going to be the 13, the 22 car involved. I believe if this were Daytona, they wouldn't they call this the big one?
I mean, I thought we saw the big one already, JD, but we got a lot of pent-up cars right now. We got the 11 car, Harrington, not pleased. A lot of people aren't too happy with him right now. Hollywood, EJ O'Rourke got involved in that. 22 got involved. Thompson. I'm going to have to look again. I don't know what quite started that, but that was just a lot of cars all together. It looks like the 22 got loose right there. I don't think the 11 did anything wrong, JD. That's it. I'm looking from my perspective up here in the booth. Looks like the 22 got real loose, possibly aero loose, like that 23 did earlier in the race. 11 was just right behind him, and they all just stacked up because they were so close together. So I don't think it's really fair to be picking on the 11 right now, Harrington. I don't think there's much he could do. They're just all going to have to get out of these cars and watch the replays and just make their own opinions. But in my opinion, JD, I don't know about you, it looked like the 11 just really was another victim and not the culprit of that problem.
Yeah, I think the 22 looking to take advantage of the 20 up there on the outside and just a little bit too much horsepower, in the middle of the turn. And, of course, the 11, I can't do anything about it. I mean, it's over. Once it starts, it's over. All you can do is mash down on the brake, close your eyes, and hang on for dear life. But unfortunately, there was a whole bunch of good cars involved in that. And like I said, Mike, if this were Talladega, I think they'd call this the big one.
Oh, yeah, definitely would be the big one. That's just a lot of cars, right? I mean, you have... at least 6, 7, 8 cars damaged in that, and a couple cars made some good maneuvers to get around that. Alexi Loma and that Glacier car, that 14 car, he got around it. 25 car, Macklin was able to get around that after all of his problems tonight. He was able to get some good luck right there, and some good driving to get around it too. So just tough for those guys that got involved. Really nothing they could do, just chain reaction crash, and everyone just stacked up off for, like I said, just nothing they could do about it.
You bet. Working caution number 7 here on lap 87. I didn't even bother to write down all the car numbers involved. So we'll just call it caution number 7 here tonight. 90 laps in the books here, 120 laps on the board. So we are on the downhill side here, Cowboy, as we get this thing rolling here again here just shortly. But I tell you what, there's somebody over in the chat room that I want to give a special message to, and I just want to let him know that the next time he comes over here to ETV Live, he's going to be handed the broom and the sweeper, and your job from now on is going to be post-race down on pit road. You can just clean the mess up when we're done here. So he knows exactly who that is, and we won't take it any further than that. But hey, let's say howdy to our sponsor here tonight. And I tell you what, if your pickup truck is too small for the load, you need to get a real truck to haul it, Cowboy. And sponsoring the Friday Night Showdown Series here on ETV Live, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated. They provide long and short haul options for hauling furniture, perishables, even refrigerated products. Well, just a minute, Cowboy. I'll tell you what, if you could put it in a pickup truck, you could certainly get in the back of one of Gary Mercer's trucks. So with storage facilities in the U.S. and Canada, CT-PAT approved, fast express drivers, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated. Hey, Cowboy, it's the best choice to haul your load. Give the old pickup truck a rest. Hey, give the Cowboy a rest too. Call Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated, 800-668-2980. Better yet, check them out at gmercer.com, gmercer.com. And we'd like to thank Brennan Mercer, always here tonight. Word has it he's getting married here pretty soon. I didn't want to say that too loud. I don't know if he's listening or not. But best of luck to you there, Brennan. And well, that's all I'm going to say about that too.
You don't stick your foot in your mouth, JD. Let's just watch what you say.
And I really want to thank you, Jay, for buying our new communication software. I've not heard one miss tonight in the announcers' voices.
Outstanding, Cowboy. I tell you what, Jared Crawford on the throttle again here, Cowboy. But you know what? Richard Doucette, Mike, has been putting up a pretty good fight here all night long. Just pretty much staying up in the top 3 all night. Joshua Gerald, Chad Lawton back here in that number 3 machine with the 9 alongside here. Now, the first couple of laps here is pretty much 2 by 2. Then you get all the way to the back here where these guys have been duking it all night long. Andrew Fayesh back here in 9th position. He's got the 20 up on the outside, down the front stretch, going into turn 1. These guys back here in the back with the 11 car, 9th position. And this seems to be where the racing is taking place here at Iowa tonight.
Well, remember that 11 car, even with his damage, he does have 4 tires on it. 7 sends it in there right there. So, I mean, he's got a little bit of an advantage, but I don't think it's enough to really move him up that far. But as I say that, he does pass the 20. That'll put him up to position number 8. Fash in front of him has new tires as well, so they're on even playing field. As I said, 20 seems to be going backward with that damage and old tires. 25 is going to look to overtake him. That would be for the 10th or the 9th position for Macklin. So Macklin's trying to get a good points tonight out of something that could have been real bad. He self-spun earlier in this race, narrowly avoided a lot of damage. So if he can just get a decent top 10, that'd be real good for him. Now the 11's trying to come back under the 7. Turn 1 and 2. 11 got a good run off of 2 for being pinched on the bottom. He's going to give him a little bit of tap in the door right there. Just let him know he's there. Going to drop it down to the bottom. Going to try to pull that slide job up off the corner. Not going to happen right there. So side by side with the 7 and the 11. And then side by side behind them with Macklin and Grant. That'd be the 25 and the 20. So side by side racing right now. Back in the latter half of the top 10. But right now your top 7 are top 6 are single file right now, JD.
Watching, I think this guy's name is Alexi Aloma, up here, 11th position back here, the 20 car up on the outside. 14 of Alexi doing a pretty decent job. He's got the 25, Brian Macklin, working with his crew chief. Remember, he was in big trouble back on lap 67. He brought that 5th caution out here tonight at Iowa, but seems to be back in the saddle again here at Iowa Speedway. Trying to hustle that number 25 bright pink machine for his around. And, it's kind of scanning back here, pretty much single file. This thing starts to wind down. Coming around, we'll have 100 laps on the board when Crawford comes around to pick it up again. 20 to go here at Iowa Speedway. Tell you what, why don't we get ready to take it over to Dakota Irmer. Let's get what could be a final update from second split action in the at Iowa Speedway with Dakota. Dakota coming to us via remote satellite. So Dakota, you hanging in there, bud? Maybe not. Dakota may be having some issues over there at second split, but we'll keep tabs on that. There we go. Dakota, you copy, bud?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's happening? Second split action. Jeffrey Parker was in the top 10 last we saw. How's he doing?
Well, I'll tell you what, under caution again. Remember, first off, I want to talk about Alex Scribner. We were talking about him up front, having troubles on pit road. They had like a 3-wide incident where the 25 of Brandon Kohler drives it in real deep and maybe a little bit too deep, collects the 26, and that kind of spins into Scribner. Scribner's day is now ended. Jeffrey Parker up in the top 10. He going backwards just a little bit after some pit strategy. The 25 again, almost running, almost going all the way up to the track, running up into him. So this team right here, Gale Force Racing guys, their first race is Gale Force Racing in this series. Really bad luck on pit road, but up front, Tyler Hill and Charlie Foster looking strong like they have all race. Jeff Ramsdale kind of slipping up into the top 3, and he's just been kind of hanging in here. And so far, Charlie Foster looking to have the class of the field car, though.
Outstanding, and watching that wreck happen there over at second split. I tell you what, we just had one of those over here. I believe they call that the big one. Caution coming out here again, guys, at top split action here at Iowa Speedway. And see if we can't cycle around here. I'm hearing some. We thought it was a number 4, but it is not. Let's see if we can roll it around here and catch up to it. Find out who this was. I'm seeing it's the 13 car of Thompson. Oh, and he goes for an E-ticket ride. Looks like he might have had some help. I want to say that's the 12 car of Steven DeCenzi. But I don't think the 12 caused it. I think the 13 might have just tagged the wall, bounces off into the path of the 12, and she's trying to hang on to the 13 machine, but just can't do it. Loses it.
Yeah, Thompson has not had a very good night tonight. He had a very strong last 2 or 3 races in season 4 of the Friday Night Showdown series, and he has not had a very good start to this season so far. Alright, now a lot of pit stops. Looks like some strategy right here. It looks like the first car on a pit road would be your second place driver of Richard Doucette. Meanwhile, Crawford, John Adams, Brandon Bowie, the 11 of Harrington stayed out, Macklin stayed out, as well as the 8 of Jarl right there. So, you have your top 5, your top 6 rather, will be on old tires, P7, and back from that will be on 4 tires. So it doesn't seem like 4 tires works, JD, when comparing that gain to the gain of having track position. So it's going to be very hard, I feel, for Doucette to make any ground up right here. And I think really it's just a matter of who in this top 3 right now can get a good restart and get going.
You bet. Working caution number 8 here at Iowa Speedway, top split action, Friday Night Showdown. Why don't we go ahead and step away? We're going to take a quick commercial break, refill our cooler here up in the booth. You're watching live ETV Live, Cowboy. There is no other choice, so don't wander off. We'll be right back. All right, we are back here at Iowa Speedway with the top split action. Of course, Dakota Ehrman covering the second split action over there in the other Iowa race tonight. Of course, that was introduced here on ETV Live last season, season 4 here of the broadcast of the Friday Night Showdown. Of course, 2 seasons being sponsored by Gary Mercer Trucking. We are awfully thankful to have him along. Prizes are being given out this season as we get ready to roll one more time. Jared Crawford up here in the front with John Adams in that ETV Live car. Brandon Bowie, Jeremy Harrington for the first time up here in the front in that 11 car, trying to work his way forward here as things get a little touchy back here.
Oh, they're all wrecking. Oh, big wrecks. Oh, wrecks all over the place. No caution, though. Big wreck.
No caution.
No caution.
Oh, 3 wide up here in the front. Richard Doucette in the 10th position up here. 3 wide go through. Macklin involved.
Come on, Macklin. Hold on to it. There you go. Oh, there's still 3 wide.
Oh, 3 wide. God. Macklin in the middle. 8 car on the top.
Wow. I don't even know.
Slicing and dicing on ETV Live, Cowboy. I'll tell you what, from Season 4 to Season 5, nothing has changed with Top Split Racing here. I'll tell you what, Brian Macklin, that 25 car, 9th position back here, he's just been having a terrible night at Iowa, but I'll tell you what, you talk about peeling the gloves off, Cowboy. Brian Macklin trying to put it together here. He's got the 8 car dead ahead. They tangled once already here tonight. Now here comes the 16 alongside. So racing action taking place. Oh, 16 getting loose. All is getting turned.
Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on
112 laps
right
in
now,
the
JD.
books.
A lot of stuff going on. We got a lot of guys are now done after that. Ooh, 11 way up the track right there. 11 out of the groove. We got a lot of guys done after that wreck on the backstretch. No caution though. Oh, there they go.
Was that Macklin?
That's Macklin. Yep. I don't think he hit anything.
He just got pounded.
Okay, we have to. I don't. Ooh. Oh yeah. Wow. He's broke.
Oh, he just.
Wow.
He just.
He lost it right there. Just. Oh,
and the 22 car on the inside down here. Looks like Macklin just loses it to get sideways right in front of the 22, and it's a bulldozer halfway down the backstretch.
Oh, he's wrecking again right there, JD, trying to get back under caution right here. He just hit the wall. He's a little bit towed out right now, and to say the least. I think he just tried to fix it up against the wall, but that didn't work. So that 25 is now done. I mean, he had that thing in the worst of positions, a couple laps there, and was able to hang on, and then for that to happen to him off turn 2, that's kind of disappointing after everything that happened on that restart. But a lot of stuff going on that restart, JD. You had him beating off people, you had the 8 beating off people, you had the 6, and just a lot of different people wrecking. And oh, the 25 just nailed the 9.
Uh-oh,
wow.
A little payback?
I don't know. We're gonna have to. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why that'd be payback. I didn't think they got into it, but obviously something must have happened.
It doesn't look like Macklin's car is just absolutely tore up. I'm looking at it again. He's coming around. He's on the bottom down here. It may be that he just couldn't get it wound up. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was
him to be there.
I don't think he expected a car to be stopped there, and as towed out as he was, you can't really see. You got that big A post in your way, so yeah, I don't think that was intentional. It'd be more interesting if it was intentional, but that wasn't intentional at all. It was just a product. Someone being stopped where they don't belong, and him not being able to see that with the car the way it was.
Yeah, that's a tough night for Brian Macklin. But
Yes.
just got a telephone call from Dakota Erman covering second split. Sounds like they may be at the checkered flag over there. Why don't we step over to Dakota Erman over at second split action, get our latest update. Dakota, what do you got, bud?
Charlie Foster, class of the field. Tyler Hill able to edge him out in a short restart. Jeffrey Parker going to bring it home third. Todd Larrabee fourth. Matthew Spangler fifth. It was raced to the finish. It went green after that last restart, and we stayed green. So interesting racing over here, and we'll hear from them really soon post race.
Outstanding. I'll tell you what, you just go ahead and jump right in the cockpit of that ETV Live jet copter, make your way back over here to Top Split action, bring everybody with you, and we'll see you in the booth when you get here. In the meantime, back over here at Top Split, Jared Crawford, dude, can this guy ever, you know, what's up with this cowboy? I want his, I want to ride on his pony. I'll tell you what, Jared Crawford, just a class act out here, holding down the fort up here in front. John Adams in that wonderful looking car, that beautiful looking, fantastic
wait a minute
looking.
here, JD Webb. Do you think you could at least shaved your cowboy that's on the hood of that car before he slapped it on there?
Yeah, well, I tell you what, he wanted to. He's looking for a sponsor, and ETV Live, JD the Cowboy, decided to sponsor the number 2 car for Friday Night Showdown Series this season. And if you want one, well, why go ahead and see if you can find a driver. But right now, John Adams in that beautiful.
I've already been in negotiation with Jared Crawford, so you ain't got nothing on me, son.
Oh my God! Go back to your buttons. All right. Hey, if we're not having fun over here, we might as well just quit doing it. But I tell you what, we got a number of people in the chat room. Don't want to ignore these guys. Tim St. Jean's still hanging around with us. Man, I got to put my glasses on to see all these people over here. Stimp along for the ride. Philip Joy, Matt Largan. Where have you been, cowboy? Get your ass back over here and get back to work. Justin Brooks in the house, Josh Mertz, Ian Blanchard. Of course, Ian Blanchard having to put it behind the wall. He's now watching it on the big screen. And then Hi in the house. I don't know who that is. Eric Hoff. I know that name from somewhere, cowboy. Put something up there. Let me know who you are. Your name is real familiar to me. Dylan, I'm not even going to try that. Dylan in the house. DB is annoyed. Chase Cadbury in the house. Case Brinksma, Brian Barden. Brian Barden, dude, where have you been, cowboy? Andy Diablo. Everybody having a ball watching the return of Friday Night Showdown 5 here, sponsored by Mercer Trucking. And I'll tell you what, Crawford's going to pick up about his 20th flag here tonight as we get the restart with John Adams on the outside, Bowie and the rest of the crowd in behind him, winding down 119 in the books. Last lap action right here, and that's going to end the race. Crawford is going to come home the winner on lap 119 as the caution comes out for the final time at Iowa Speedway in the top split action here.
Yep, wreck number 10 on the night, JD. That would be caution number 10. So it looks like our guess of 8 to 10 was pretty accurate right there. Good job.
And John Adams with a top 5 finish, so he just earned himself some cash tonight.
Yep, good job, but John, very, very good run by Brandon Bowie. Ran top 5 all race and ended up finishing 2nd right there. So good run by him. Broke up that stranglehold that Crawford's team and all them had. Looks like the finishing order, from what I can see on the screen right now, your top 5 is going to be Crawford, Bowie, Adams, Doucette, and Fayash. So congratulations to the top 5, and everyone that finished tonight on 4 wheels and with 8 cylinders, good job to you too. Very good.
Yeah. I'll tell you what a night of racing here at Iowa Speedway. Getting out of here with fewer cautions, actually, than we had anticipated. I believe we're going to end the night with 9, if I'm not mistaken. Let's call it 8. I'm not even going to count that last one. But a couple of cautions fewer than what we had anticipated for sure. Jared Crawford, he's going to pick up the trophy here tonight for the first race of the Friday Night Showdown, sponsored by Gary Mercer Trucking here tonight at Iowa Speedway. I would not have picked this track to start the season with, but hey, it ain't up to us, is it?
No, unfortunately it isn't. Maybe in the future we can look into doing something a little bit different, maybe change up the schedule. That's for another time, another place. But right now, what we have is Iowa this week, going to Indianapolis next week. The first time these cars on iRacing have ever seen the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Big, historic, famous track, so it's going to be a big race for these guys. I'm sure they're going to put in a lot of time to try to get ready for that race, as the 26 and the 23 are going at it on the backstretch as I'm saying this. So look for maybe a couple of these feuds to carry over. It looks like a couple people are not too happy with each other after this event.
Hey, it's Iowa Speedway. You know, history has it that there's been a lot of bent-up sheet metal back up on the hauler going home from the race here from Iowa. So, hey, what else did you expect?
Hey, JD,
but right now, Crawford...
race fans, I put up a free mouse pad to guess where you live, and they're having quite a bit of trouble in the chat room figuring that out.
Uh-oh. All right, as we watch Jared Crawford burn what's left of the rear tires on that number 1 machine of his off down here on the start-finish line, why don't we go ahead and step away? We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to get ready for the Gary Mercer post-race show here at Iowa Speedway, and I do hear that jet copter landing over here on the pad. So let's take a quick break here. When we come back, your winners from the top split and the second split with Dakota Irma. So don't wander off, Cowboy. We got more coming. Stand by. Hey, JD here with ETV Live, and let me tell you something. If it's too big for the pickup truck and you need to move it, there's only one trucking company you need to call, and don't bother with the Yellow Pages, Cowboy. I'll give you that number in a minute. Manufactured goods, automotive, technical equipment, furniture, even if you need a reefer, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated is the only choice, Cowboy. With locations in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Rancho Cucamonga, California, if you need to move it, store it, and keep it cold, you need to call Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated. Long haul, short haul, or just across town, Gary Mercer has the best trained and qualified drivers to get your load from point A to point B with professionalism and on time. So remember, Hoss, if it don't fit in a pickup truck, you're going to need a real truck, Cowboy. Sponsors of ETV Live's Friday Night Showdown, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated, 1-800-668-2980. All right, welcome back to Iowa Speedway. First time out of the gate here tonight, Season 5, Friday Night Showdown, Cowboy. And I'll tell you what, it was a showdown to beat the band. Jared Crawford picking up the trophy here tonight for the first race of the Season 5 season on ETV Live. Let's talk to Jared here for a minute. Jared, this is getting to be old hat, my friend, down here in Victory Circle. How many trophies you got on that wall of yours?
Well, thanks, guys. I don't know. It feels good every time to win one. It was a hell of a race. Too bad we didn't go green as much as I would have hoped, but man, I was wheeling and I'm sweating right now. It was a hard race.
You know, I know you and Mike spent some time earlier this afternoon. We appreciate that. You know, you took us for a ride around Iowa Speedway. Kind of gave us an idea of what to expect here tonight. And it did play out. We saw guys running just about every line here. You said that there were multiple grooves here, but you picked one. One seemed to work for you, and that was it. Was there anything special that you had to do to stay out in front here tonight? You had pretty good company here at the track.
Get good restarts because all my teammates right behind me running pretty good times right there with me, and I just knew if we went green long enough, I might stretch them a little bit, but there wasn't really getting away from Rich and John and them guys. Just get the high line and protect the outside. It's a lot easier to make a pass when you get to the outside of somebody versus going below them. So I just tried to protect the high line and tried to run away with it.
All right, and I'll tell you what, Cowboy, what a good show you put on here tonight. Again, congratulations, taking a big one home. Who's making it happen for you at the Friday Night Showdown series?
First off, I'd like to thank you guys for the broadcasting. This is usually the best racing we got here in iRacing. I'd like to thank my team, Wheelman Inc., all the guys over there for their help on the set. I'd like to thank Novolog FlexPen for being my insulin of choice to help me with my diabetes and allowing me to run the logo on my Nationwide car here. And I don't think I'm forgetting anybody else. Oh, and Brian Schoenberg's Forest.
Brian Schoenberg's Forest. All right.
Oh, God.
All right, I'll tell you what, Jared Crawford, just laugh a minute sometimes up here, but Jared, again, thanks for the kudos here at ETV Live, and again, congratulations on the run here tonight. I'm going to throw it on down pit road. Michael Conti standing by with the driver of that number 5 machine, Brandon Bowie, who put up a terrific fight tonight for a second-place trophy. Mike?
A terrific fight indeed. Now, Brandon, we usually see you running consistently in the top 10. anywhere from 5th through 10th. But tonight it looks like you and that car, that number 5 Lily Trucking car, you guys had a little bit something extra tonight, and you ran top 5 all night, really ranging anywhere from 2nd through 5th. Tell us how you made that happen tonight.
Oh man, really just thanks to my team, Timmy Hill Motorsports. Pretty much just going out and practicing all together as a team and never really giving up and knowing that as a team we can do a lot better than we did last season. And then the cautions kind of fell my way, and then with the restarts I was usually able to pick up a couple spots, but it was definitely a challenge to try to pass definitely some of the pro drivers.
Yeah, it looked like the multiple grooves here tonight were beneficial. It seemed like you could work the bottom a little bit, but it was hard to pass indeed. Now, you've had a great start. You finished 2nd tonight. We're only in the first week. We have 11 weeks to go. Tell us how you feel you stack up compared to Crawford and his team and some of the other front runners. Do you think that you can give them a run for their money this season for the championship?
Well, I certainly believe we have the capability of doing it. I still feel like we need just a little bit more, maybe really get there, but definitely a step in the right direction from last season. So it's going the way that we need it to go.
Well, good run tonight, and before we let you go, just give a couple shout-outs to your sponsors and anyone that makes it happen for you.
I want to give a shout-out to Lily Trucking for sponsoring me for the season. Shout-out to all my teammates in Timmy Hill Motorsports. We didn't have, as a team, the run we really wanted, but we'll take what we can get.
Everyone, that is your 2nd place finisher tonight, Iowa Motor Speedway, Brandon Bowie. Back to JD. JD, who have you caught up with this time?
Dude, I'll tell you what, you got to get a close-up of that car. John Adams finishing in 3rd place here tonight at Iowa Speedway with that ETV Live logo on it. And look what's on the hood of that machine, Cowboy. I tell you what, John, you put up a pretty good stink here tonight, Cowboy. You started out in the top 5 in 4th, managed to take it up one more notch with a solid 3rd place finish. How'd you do it, partner?
Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, well, I mean, it's the team. It's all about the team backing me up, the Willman Inc. guys over there. I got to give a big shout out to them. It's pretty much the reason why I ran tonight is I'm not too much of a fan of this track, but since I knew the team had a pretty good setup, I figured I'd give it a shot. And I also want to give a shout out to Brandon Bowie there for finishing 2nd place. I'm really impressed by him with that.
Outstanding. And I tell you what, we do appreciate the ETV Live plastered all over the side of that car. And, a tough race here tonight. Looks like a lot of people got caught up in it, but I think it was a record-setting 8 cautions, we'll call it here tonight. A lot fewer than what we've experienced here before. Does this have something to do with the new build, you believe, coming up of iRacing, or just short track racing?
I think it's just a product of the short track racing, to be honest with you. I know I've ran at this track multiple times, and we really didn't have that many cautions, but this track does put on some really great racing, so that's also the reason why there would be some cautions, because you can run side by side here, but it's really hard to pass, so that's one of the main reasons why we probably had a lot of cautions, because it's pretty much impossible to pass unless you have a damn good car to get up there.
All right, Cowboy, I'll tell you what, good play tonight. You got that pony right up there in the front and stayed right with it. Who made it happen for you here at Iowa tonight?
I'd just like to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast and all my team, Willman Inc. They helped me actually have a pretty good car tonight, so I'd like to give a shout out to them. And my sponsors, ETV Live, you guys, appreciate it. And Excellent Trading Paints and Mojo Puttable Spittoons, and I guess that's it.
Outstanding. And I do got to say, going to puff my chest out here a little bit, sponsored by none other than the Cowboy and ETV Live, John Adams, taking 3rd place trophy home from Iowa here tonight. Let's kick it on over to Dakota. I did hear that Copperland back here in the back. He does have a special guest with him. Dakota, who you got, bud?
Well, we could only grab one of the finishers, and all we could grab was the 3rd place finisher, but that's not a bad thing. He was up front some of the race. He started up front, just some bad luck put him in the back. A little bit loose in traffic, I heard. But Jeffrey Parker, how'd your race go?
Well, we did pretty good. We come home 3rd, and it was a little loose on the long run there, but we did pretty good all in all.
This is your first race in a Friday night showdown as Gale Force Racing. Do you think you put on a good show?
Well, I hope so. Missing my pit box there at the beginning wasn't very good, but we got all the kinks worked out, and we'll come back next week at Indy and put on a better show.
Who all made it happen for you?
I'd like to thank Monster Energy and DC and Gale Force Racing and you guys for broadcasting this and Mercer Trucking for sponsoring everything. And
JD, call it coincidence, but all three of these Gale Force Racing guys had trouble on pit road tonight, and that put them in the back, every one of them.
Right. I tell you what, they weren't the only ones that had trouble at Iowa Speedway. We had our own over here at the Topsfield action as well. But I tell you what, this one is in the books, Cowboy. Indianapolis Motor Speedway coming your way next Friday night with the Friday Night Showdown. And I'll tell you, there is no better racing than you will find on any channel being broadcasted from iRacing than the Friday night split racing right here live on ETV Live. We do have the cream of the crop right here every single Friday night, 8:30 p.m. If you don't watch anything during the week, you do not want to miss the Friday Night Showdown here, sponsored by Gary Mercer Trucking on Friday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Tune in, or hey, you might as well go to the library and read the book, Cowboy. A whole lot more racing coming your way on ETV Live. Check the schedule page over there. There's just too many to make mention of anymore. But I do want to thank some people along the way here. Dakota Ehrman for putting the radio show together. The Pit Report. And I promise we'll do a better job next time. Hey, this is the kid's first time out. Give him a big hand, Cowboy, for the work he's put in here tonight for that radio show. And, of course, you can tune in to the radio, the ETV Live radio, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Catch the rock and roll classics being provided by HD Radio Network. Hey, on race day, every single race on ETV Live being broadcasted, simulcast on ETV Radio. Mike Conti joining me up in the booth here tonight. JD, the Cowboy Webb, covering for David Bass, who was AWOL here at Iowa tonight. Of course, John Westling. What would we do without John Westling? I tell you what, he's the fuel that feeds our fire here tonight, pushing the buttons on the cameras for you tonight. Want to throw a shout out to Bill, ETV Bill, for producing the cameras. ETV Live, the only broadcaster who has their own camera technician who builds the broadcast cameras, so you're not going to see a better picture than you'll find right here on ETV Live. So hey, Cowboy, for the whole gang up here in the booth, we're going to catch you next time on ETV Live.
Thank you.